Was 11/22/63.
Okay.
Yeah.
I finished 11/22/63, and it's very good. It is one of my favorite Stephen King books, and it's very, very good. I highly recommend, but you guys already know all about it. And then I finished today The Talented Mr. Ripley, and it was very good. And Tom is one of the most interesting characters I've ever read, I feel. Because he's a narcissist who hates himself.
Yes!
And that's really cool. And it's really fun to read.
Good shit.
And he's murderous. Like, sometimes you'll have thoughts at the end. Okay.
Okay, so Peter Smith Kingsley.
Oh, he's not as big of a character. He's in
Shit!
it.
But does he still live?
Yeah, he lives.
At least yes!
But like, there was one time when he was on a boat at the very end, and he was like talking about this woman who had these like idiosyncrasies or something, and he was like, what would happen? Maybe she was the type of person that I would just throw her overboard and sink her in the ocean. And I was like, oh, what? And so many times Marge will say things, and then it says internal monologue, and it's literally ugh! Exclamation point. Oh, why did she do that? I hate her. I hate Marge. I recommend that book. It's very good.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've just started a new one that I'm going to be really annoying about.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He already told me. He already told me he was going to be annoying about it.
Oh, House of Leaves.
What? Bam!
Oh, now I have to start mine so I can annoy everyone.
Yes. Yes, already. Every time the word house is typed, it's highlighted in blue. What does it mean? I don't know. But the book itself, this book, is a book inside of the story. Mm-hmm. And I knew that was probably what was happening. But it's almost like it's just really good. And so like the introduction was typed, and it's the same font as the typewriter because it's like another person, but the actual person who wrote House of Leaves is dead inside of the story, so it's his like descent into madness scribblings. And so the introduction is already like, oh man, this person's gone insane just by reading this. And then the next chapter is starting the introduction. It's already scared me because it'll do like it likes describing this tape this person saw, and it'd be like this huge run-on sentence with commas, this, and it's scary. It's scary.
Now, okay, I'm gonna start it so then we can talk to each other about it.
Anyway, it's good. Very good.
You start it before you finish the 12th Dune book or whatever.
Hey, it's only the 6th, and that one, I'm a little stuck. I'm a little stuck.
Do you guys want to know the general, like, what it is, what the house is? I guess, Matt, you already know.
I don't even know what it is.
Unless Matt doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
No, go for it.
So, it's this house, apparently, that they don't know where this is. Also, what's cool is what's written down also has footnotes and a bunch of things because this guy was actually writing. But apparently, this guy's video that he saw of the house doesn't exist. Like I'm confused. Like, what does that mean?
This is so up your alley specifically.
So, just a tape. Just imagine a tape like this crusty old video tape, and it's basically the tape was called the 5.5 minute hallway, where you film the outside, and because on the inside of the house there's this humongous hallway like PT, where it's long, bigger. It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, and so there's just a video of like a continuous shot showing that this hallway goes on forever, but the house is in a finite space, and you're like, what does that mean? And so there's one videotape just called the 5.5 minute hallway. Then there's another one called Exploration Number 4, and it's a bunch of disjointed shots where it was like this person going, I don't know where he is, should we go after him? A girl crying, her name is Daisy apparently, blood on the floor, so many things. And then there's another one where, and then in that there's a guy inside of the hallway, and he's like, this thing is
Jeremy Irons?
Me. Well, he's like
remember?
big and bearded.
No,
Jeremy
not him.
Irons?
My dream. I was walking down a hallway, and every time I passed Jeremy Irons, he would show up again.
Actually,
I don't know, but it's like almost written.
It's what made me watch Dead Ringers. Because I was like,
Yeah.
maybe that's a sign.
And it was.
was.
It's like written like the Twin Peaks books I have that I really
I
Oh,
thought that's what it
based-
sounded like.
kind of it because like the book is in and of itself part of the universe, and I it's good already.
How far are you?
So the introduction starts before page 1, and that was about 20 pages, and I'm on page 8 of the first chapter, so like 30 pages.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's enough in. I thought you were gonna say like 100 because that was like a lot of stuff.
No,
so this book's
I-
got to be dense.
Yeah, I only started it an hour ago, like an hour
Oh,
before we got
wow.
on.
Oh,
I
nice.
finished
That's
Ripley.
okay.
I finished Ripley, ate dinner, started House of Leaves.
Making us all look bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do have more updates, Luke.
Yes, a lot. And sad news, I finished Peep Show.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
That's
so
Peep
sorry.
Show.
That's the sentence.
Very,
Season
very
9
good.
though.
One of my favorite shows. It was perfect.
Hey.
Having two characters like that, just
Like that?
interact and kind of hearing their monologues, like that's, I highly recommend. Even though 3 of us,
I'm
I've
the
already
only
seen
one
it.
who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, Mark's.
um,
Luke, you're gonna have to assign us each season.
I know
Like
I've
not
already
now,
tried.
but okay.
I've already tried, Kelly, and you and I are gonna fight for 9
I know. But
because of
you
Angus.
get 9
I get
because of
high
Angus, and I get 9 because of challengers. Because
Yes.
of chess.
Mark tried to piece that together.
I have no idea what the fuck is happening.
You want it just because of Angus.
And
Okay,
it-
but
it-
Angus is so you that
Yeah,
you
it's
actually
scary.
might
It's
end
quite
up.
scary. I think the finale is a lot me. where
I think
he's-
so too. They, well,
Yeah. Okay,
I get 3ism though.
you do.
Yeah, if you get the finale, I get 3ism. Well,
yeah.
also the way that the show ends gives very you. That it's from our perspective.
it's the
and he
TV's
turns
it's
off
ours,
the
and we're
TV.
turning.
We're the TV.
Yes.
But that means we're also the wolves on the TV
Correct.
because it was wolf.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry.
Mark.
Yeah,
Even
that
if you
sounds
watch the
so
show, you won't
insane.
understand how you're.
You want
yeah.
him to do it?
I probably understand more by not watching it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since it's been a while, basically a lot of movies. It's just been Mark and I caught up on Prometheus: Alien Covenant to see Alien Romulus, and we really, really liked Alien Romulus. David Johnson is now my favorite actor. From the minute he showed up on screen, he made my heart hurt.
Yeah.
And so I knew that was gonna happen the whole movie. Isaac Dillon and I watched Paw Patrol, the movie.
And
Not good.
I
But
saw
a
your
great
scathing
time.
review. Yeah.
I give it 4.5 part minus the half because Ryder made me mad. But it was a very fun time with people, and we have to watch the second one. I mean, Kristen Bell voices somebody in the second one, so I'll like it better. Then Kelly and I watched Little Miss Sunshine with Mom and Dad, and
Oh.
they
Mom and
really
Dad.
liked it. They
They
really
did.
liked it.
Yeah,
And
the next day, Luke, I went out into the garage when Mom was on the elliptical, and she was like, "Thank you for showing me that movie." Like she was thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
good.
That was
Yeah,
a good one.
I could tell Dad liked it too.
Yes, he did.
'Cause he laughed a lot, but then also got really silent at parts.
At
because he
the
was
parts.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
He loved the ending. Like,
Yeah.
I think at the very beginning they were unsure, and then it just won them over, and they loved
Yeah.
the ending.
Is it when Paul Dano was reading Nietzsche that won them over, or?
No, that's when they got. That's when
Yeah.
they lost it for a second.
That's the.
Well, really,
I think they
it's,
got really into it when the grandpa died.
no, yeah. I mean, that's like the turning point. That's like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
yeah.
a midpoint. Yeah.
but like since the dad, Richard, is so much at the beginning, I think it's just
Yeah.
a lot. You're like, oh wow, calm down. And then when he goes and talks to Stan
Yeah.
Grossman,
Mom was
then it's
so
angry.
mad at the ice cream scene, like
Yeah.
rightfully, but she
Oh,
got
yeah.
so mad. Yeah.
Dad did
good.
the thing where he muttered like, "Ugh."
He's like,
Like a
oh no, I
cat
think he said,
annoyed.
"What an asshole!"
Yeah,
like out
well,
loud.
This movie.
but they really liked it.
Yes.
And then Kelly and I rewatched Bottle Rocket. So I've seen it 3 times. Kelly's seen it 3.
One of my own.
I'll
twice
leave
with
my. I'll let my discussion come later.
Okay.
Any TV?
I think it was just Peep Show. I think.
you. We're caught up on Garrett finally.
Yes.
Which that video is assigned to you.
Which one was what was this most recent?
Making himself into a hot guy. or whatever
that-
it was.
I
That's assigned to
related-
Luke.
I related so hard to that. I've even thought I've seen a ghost in my back seat. Not gonna lie. I did the same thing that he did, where I'd be driving and I thought a shadow flashed and I was like, whoa! But it was just like my head in the rearview mirror. But
Well,
for a
I think
second, I
what
thought it
made
was a shadow.
What made it especially you to me is when he was like, I need to look handsome for my mom.
Well, because he also said like I go to Supercuts because I don't care about my hair and I just want them to do it. And I was like, oh! And then stuff about his clothes too was very spot on. I think that's it. Hopefully, I'm not forgetting anything.
Nice.
Hey Mark, let's have you go next, huh?
Oh, reading. 3 weeks. I think I've read like 70 pages. So
More than me.
much,
Probably more
much,
than me, too.
much slower than it was at the beginning of the year. And it's definitely just a me thing, because the book, every time I read it, I'm interested, but then I just don't pick it back up. And I don't know if I've hit a point to it, because it is like a lot of setup, because there's a lot of characters, but it's the
What book is
Institute.
it? The Institute. Got
But
it.
people really like this book.
Mom
and
loved it.
I
Good one. I like it.
every time I pick it up, I'm interested, but I'm just like, I haven't been doing it, but I have been doing other stuff. I'm in like a different groove at the moment. So that's it for reading. Let me pull up my Letterboxd. I think it was just the Alien movies. Was there anything before that? Because what? Oh, it was. Wait a second. Okay, Clueless. Yes. Then we did Alien Resurrection, which I was actually kind of into. Couldn't watch because the flashing lights. Flashing lights hurt my head right in the same spot every single time that it happens in movies. It always happens right there, which kind of concerns me.
Movie
Every
has
alien
a
movie.
flashing
Yes,
light card.
that's like the thing of alien
That's-
movies.
That's a trademark. It'll give you a headache at the end.
But it's really weird because it's always the same spot that happens. It happened during Final Destination as well. So, I don't know. I literally had to look away, and Luke had to explain scenes to me. And I was
That's
looking at the
fun.
wall, and even though
was fun.
it was flashing so much off the wall at one point that it was still
I
hurting
got
my
it.
head, and Luke was like, "Ugh," because it was so bad. But overall, pretty good movie. It would be higher on the list if it wasn't for the flashing lights, if I could actually watch any action scene in that movie. Luke and I watched Bottle Rocket, and then we watched Prometheus, which is the best I've felt about Prometheus. Still,
Nice.
it's an okay movie. It's like an okay movie. It's not bad. It didn't give me a headache
But
this time, actually. Slowly, like,
It's
I can see
Matt,
it's
a
okay.
movie.
It's okay.
Damon Lindelof co-wrote it, which is interesting. So
you
it's
know
2
what?
years after Lost and like right before Leftovers. Like it was the in between, which is interesting.
Them implying with the engineers that Jesus was their
Oh.
emissary to Earth is so a Damon Lindelof thing to do.
Wait, they implied that?
At least that's what
He
I've
just
read
watched
about it.
Well,
I don't know
okay,
if
well,
it's,
'cause
it's not
it's like
explicitly
they-
stated. I don't think.
It's definitely they created human life, but the Jesus as the emissary to Earth. Did I just miss that?
Wait.
Ooh.
Wait. What does
I think people are-
emissary mean?
I don't know.
Sending him to go speak to them.
So he's an alien?
A liaison, yeah.
Oh,
he's an
makes
alien?
sense.
Ooh, I like that. I didn't
We're
understand.
all
also-
in.
But it's also implied the engineers created humans too, so the engineers are God. I don't know.
There are definitely inconsistencies between the way it ends, because it ends on the planet that they land on
Yes.
in the first one, and it does not make any sense. Really.
Because the reason it doesn't, like the ship
The
lands in
ship,
the same
yes.
spot and it lands the same way.
So
So the
it was
engineer
set
was
up.
inside of the ship. in
Yes,
Alien.
it was like,
He was outside of
Yes.
it when the xenomorph came out of him at the end.
but also the xenomorph should have been a queen, because the queen was laying eggs there. So how did that xenomorph create more? It doesn't make sense. But Luke and I were thinking too much about it, but we're mad because it was Ridley fucking Scott, and it's like, you piece of shit. I already hate you. At least make it make sense. Whatever. I will say Watch Alien Covenant, biggest shock of the century. Liked it less than Prometheus. And I was a defender of this movie for 7 fucking years of like, but I had only seen it that one time, and I was like, that movie's better. It's not. It's not. And the aliens are so bad CGI, like it does not look good. And also the David and Walter stuff is like, it's really not my vibe at all. It's
that was my favorite
Michael
part of the
Fassbender?
movie.
yeah, not my thing.
That's funny. Because
It was
that's
it
funny,
was the
'cause
way.
that was by far my favorite.
Okay,
part.
but so to me, the pacing was weird because of what they were doing there versus the other. It was like really
Okay,
weird, but
that's
also
fair.
the story is so weird because it didn't need to happen because it went on a planet that nobody knew was engineers like home planet, and it's like, okay, well, there's a different kind of xenomorph there, but I kind of like it if it's just like Prometheus happened, then the first one happened, then this is like a side story. So I didn't really like it. It was whatever.
The only thing I remember from that movie is Danny McBride's cowboy hat.
Yes.
No way, he's in
Yes,
that,
he is.
and he wears a cowboy
does.
hat.
His name
Oh,
is
boy.
Tallahassee. No, it's not.
Tallahassee. Is
His
that?
name is something else. It's a city.
It's a
right?
city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a city for sure.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
Dallas?
I don't know.
That's the original, isn't
No,
it?
that's the original.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was.
okay.
I thought it was also Tallahassee, Luke, because I thought
It's
it was
probably Tallahassee.
the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, then Luke and I saw Alien Romulus, Tennessee. Luke and I watch Alien Romulus. I've thought about that movie every day since we've seen it. I think
It's really good. It's
I
really
really
good.
liked it, and even when it gets weird, I really like it when it gets really weird too. And so, like, there's a lot of different scenes. Like, I think every scene, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
So,
Kelly, Mal, is that his name? The guy.
Yeah.
from-
Archie. Yeah. He's
Yes,
in
He's
it.
in it. He's in it.
I did
yeah.
know that. That's cool.
and then on the trip we watched Spy Kids.
Ooh, that's a
Sick.
good movie.
Honestly, one of the best movies I've ever seen because
Yes.
it holds up. I think it's one of the best movies at doing what it's trying to do legitimately.
Absolutely.
Of like
Yeah.
trying to be like, what would kids want, and like to be like a spy, and like what would be cool. And I honestly think it's one of the best like executed movies of what it was trying to be and doing it. Because like I was like,
Also-
shit, this is making me excited, and like I would want to do
Yeah.
this, and like no wonder as a kid we resonated so well with it.
Spy
Hell
Kids
yeah.
has an insane adult cast.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Not a single person. Like everyone you see, you're like, what? They can
But
afford
not a
to pay
single
all
one
of you?
miscast. They're all
No.
perfect.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. I was like, wow, this held up so well, honestly.
That's
And
encouraging
both
to hear.
Junie and Carmen, the actors are so good. Like honestly, they're so good. So, I was very pleased watching Spy Kids again. And then we watched half of Island of Lost Dreams, and then we fell asleep that night, and then we didn't get back to it. So I need to. One of the best sequels ever made. It's so
Spy
good.
Kids Island of Lost
Spy-
Dreams.
yeah, yeah,
Got
sorry.
it. Got it.
Um,
Haven't
that's
got
a
back
good
to
movie.
it. One of the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of the best sequels I've ever seen so far. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So good, and I'm upset that like he made a new one last year, and like the fourth one was
What?
really bad too. Like, but I respect, even though I don't like
That
or
trilogy.
watch most of his movies, I respect the hell out of Robert Rodriguez because like
Yeah.
it makes like he was making gory movies, and then he made Machete after this, which Machete is the same character,
Yes.
Yeah.
but like. He's just like, what would kids want to see? It's like completely different vibe.
does
like
whatever he
does what the
wants.
fuck he wants. And he has so many friends because just like so many random actors are in these movies. Like George Clooney was I didn't realize that he was in this one. I knew he was in later ones, but I was like, oh no, he's
Yeah.
a cameo at the end as the president of the United States. It was like, this is the coolest movie I've ever seen. And the Thumbs.
Yes.
That would apparently
Yes.
the Thumbs were a drawing he did in like middle school that he like
really?
yeah was just like made him. I was like,
Alan Cumming as Fluke.
Yes.
yes,
The most
Fluke.
inspired
This is what I mean by
casting of all time.
perfect.
Fluke is so good. Yeah, that movie's great. And the second one, them making it to where like Carmen is actually defending Junie, but she kind of likes the boy that's being mean to Junie. Oh, the dynamics are so good. I'm so excited to finish that movie
Intricate.
and to watch Spy Kids 3D. Because, like,
Oh,
man,
yes.
what a trilogy, man. Just nothing but bangers.
Nothing but bangers.
So,
What? Isn't Glenn Powell in that one?
yeah,
Just look out for him.
yeah. He's in 3. So, yeah, 2 has been really good. It starts out at the amusement park. You remember
That's
they have to
right.
save the president's daughter? That
And isn't
Junie
that
likes?
Selena Gomez?
Yes, of course.
No,
Yes.
it's not.
Yeah.
It
No.
wasn't Selena Gomez. I don't know who the actress was.
Oh, is it Emily Osment?
Yes.
She's
Wait, no,
the other
she's
spy.
She's the
Uh,
other
Braids
spy.
girl.
Yeah,
Yes,
her-
that's right.
her ponytail makes her fly.
Huh.
Coolest
Great
movie I've ever
cast.
seen.
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed with these movies now, and I will defend them forever because I honestly think I would show this to, like, if I have kids, I would be like, this is what is good
This
kid
is
content.
cinema.
This is
That
what
would
a
show
good
you
movie
something.
is.
It is
for
Selena
kids.
Gomez. You're right.
She's in it, but I didn't think she was at that part.
Oh, no, she's Water Park Girl.
But the president's daughter has a name because she's like a.
I
full-
don't know.
Okay. Maybe she's just there.
Let's move on.
Anyway, shows we're on the last like 4 episodes of Psych. So we're almost
whole show?
yeah, we're almost finished with it and done with the movies. And on the plane to Oregon, they had like it was the plane that didn't have the TV in the back of the seat, but you could like do it on your phone. And we were looking to see if they had Psych, and they only had season 8, and we had just finished season 7 the night before. And we hadn't watched the
Oh,
musical, but I had
wow.
never seen the musical, so I was like, it's
What?
okay. Yes, we watched it actually in Oregon, so I
That's
have
wild.
seen it now.
Awesome.
I didn't realize it was Yang 4.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
essential viewing.
I had no idea. So, but it was kind of perfect because it was like, oh, I've actually never seen the musical. We can come back to that like when we're in Oregon or some other time. So we got to watch Psych on the plane as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh my God, season 8 is so dumb. Oh my God.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I'm very excited to get to the movies. And then I finished season 2 of Legend of Korra. I do think it's underrated. I think it's probably a little bit lower than the first one, but like barely. Like I thought it was different, and the reason people didn't like it that I was reading was dumb, in my opinion. Like I thought it was cool, and I just wish they did more with a different storyline and like continued it throughout because it was really cool. But I don't know, I thought it was cool. I thought it was unique. But yeah, so people really like season 3, so we'll see how that is. I think that's it for TV though. I think it's just been that. Luke and I haven't watched any Eric Andre.
No.
You know what?
I know.
I watched like 12 minutes of the first episode of Flight of the Conchords.
Hey.
And I only stopped because I was like doing it while I was cooking or something, and I just haven't got back to it. But I'm not gonna say anything of like what happens, but once it's kind of reveal, that once
Yeah,
it
what
changes,
the vibe is.
yes.
Yeah.
In that first episode, Matt, I was literally like, because I did not realize that's what it was,
Yeah.
and then I
right.
started liking it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was like, okay, I can see the vision.
I'm glad. I'll discuss more when
Yes, I need.
others have seen it.
Yeah,
It's soon. We've discussed it's soon. We just had to finish Peep Show.
Yes.
Is it though? Because isn't Vice Principals going to be our next one?
We said either. We said whatever we feel.
I
Wait,
think
is that the
we
new
said
one?
Flight of the Conchords or Vice Principals.
Is that the new one that Vice Principal?
that was
No, Vice
5 years
Principals
ago?
is older.
What's the new one that Trixie Mattel's gonna be in?
Oh, English teacher?
Oh, okay. It was,
Oh,
yeah,
We're-
okay.
Vice Principals is Danny McBride.
gotcha.
It's the one that he did before Righteous Gemstones.
Gotcha.
And Walton Goggins.
Yes, and Edie.
this
Yeah, you
this
didn't
one
know.
is this one. Okay.
Oh, and I forgot to mention it before, but like I sent all those pictures from the Museum of Pop Culture,
Yeah.
so there's a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of stuff from the actual movies and stuff, which I thought was so cool.
crazy.
And I only sent the one Ramona Flowers thing.
Yeah.
But there was a whole like case that I took a picture of. So his guitar was also there.
Oh,
I think the script was there, but the
That's
script was there
crazy.
for Alien. So
that's so cool.
yeah, it was. I was like nerding the fuck out. That was like,
I would be in heaven.
it was so cool. So that's it though. Matt.
Me, little old me.
Who
I
says that? Oh, that made me think of Gravity Falls.
Idiot.
Gideon,
Aw.
yes.
Oh.
I am trying to utilize the Kindle free trial that we were doing. So
Ooh.
I read more of Hell House by Richard Matheson. I'm about a quarter of the way through
Ooh.
now. Really good. Shows its age a little bit, I think, with just, a lot of physical descriptions of female characters where you're
Oh,
like,
the Stephen King.
I'm like,
The
I don't know if we
Stephen King
needed
treatment.
all that.
Kelly, it's
Um,
every book. It
about
doesn't
male-
stop.
Of
Male
King
characters?
Stevens?
Yeah,
Yes,
the
even
male
when they're
characters are
12.
like-
How are
the
the
women
male
characters.
That's
Even when
like-
he's describing, it doesn't matter. If it's a woman, he's gonna talk about their breast size.
If it's a man, it's just some guy. and
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
I know.
What he needs to start describing men's tits as
Yes.
in
Yes.
death.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it felt. It's like, they have these like 2 full pages about this woman, and then guys, it's like he had a
was a guy.
beard.
He wears a
looked like
brown
the
shirt.
author.
Yeah. Just like he kind of looked like Winston Churchill, but not really. Okay, moving on.
That's every man.
Yeah. That's everyone at some point in their life. Like I said before, the Dune book is getting a little bit. I needed to pump the brakes. I'm like 190 pages from the end.
Is this the last
What?
one that was written by you?
Yeah, it is, and I just want to finish it, but every time I go back to it, I'm like, okay, we're talking some more about doing the
Listen,
thing. Can we do
I've
the
always
thing?
been a supporter of quitting, and I'm not telling you to quit,
I'm
but I
not
am
gonna quit.
telling
I'm
you
so close.
Kelly would
that I
stop
wouldn't
there.
judge you if you quit.
She would intentionally.
What? What?
You would stop
I-
that close to the end of like the series.
Intentionally,
Yeah.
yes.
That's pretty much it for reading. For movies, Katie and I sometimes will like start a movie and then stop it partway through for
Mhm.
whatever reason. I don't usually mention those, but I will if I remember them. We watched about half of, or a third, the first third of Frozen.
Nice.
Katie had never seen it,
I
and
told
she
you.
hears.
We were just
What?
talking about.
I tell you what, Frozen has been stuck in my head.
Yeah,
Really?
Luke and I were just talking about
Interesting.
Disney princes and shit.
Yeah, she had never seen it, but she hears the songs all day long because she works at a
Ah.
preschool.
Mm.
I don't know. We weren't really feeling it at that moment. We watched. I forgot to mention this from weeks ago. We started the movie Control, because the one about the Ian Curtis from Joy Division.
Oh my god, yes, I love that movie.
Yes,
Oh,
and
did
we
you-
realized it was much. We didn't finish because we realized it was much too dark and somber. We're like,
You
we
thought
can't
it was
do-
gonna be happy?
No, I knew it was gonna be that, but we realized we're like,
Yes.
I think we need something lighter right now. So I'm
yes.
gonna get back to that one because I have
Okay.
a feeling I'm gonna really like it, but it was
It
not
is,
the
yes.
vibe at the moment.
Yes.
What else? And then I think I watched Bottle Rocket, by myself, and I will save discussion of that. For TV, I finished Flight of the Conchords today.
Oh my god.
How many seasons? How many seasons?
2.
is it?
Oh,
What?
short.
It's only
Oh,
22
Luke will have to do it.
episodes.
We'll do it.
Isn't Vice Principals only 2 as well?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's real quick. That's why I was savoring it a little bit. I was like
Yeah.
saving, but then today I had the last 2, and I was like, I just gotta do it.
Luke, we
Um,
still haven't finished Stella.
We haven't finished Search Party. Yeah.
Anyway, Matt, continue.
Yeah. So it made my top 5 on Serialized. It's one of my.
Holy shit.
There's something about this show, and we'll
Man.
discuss later. But like, it's
So, Matt-
exactly what I'd want in a comedy show.
So, Matt, it's
It's so
assigned
dumb.
to you.
It's
it's
so
assigned to
dumb.
you,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yes.
Okay, rank in order of assignment. From your
Yeah.
opinion, Matt.
Of FLTC.
of
Okay,
Flight
rank.
of the Conchords. Yes,
Rank?
so it's like your number 1. Whoever's
Who's
number 2.
Who's the
Uh,
most?
Yeah, and it doesn't mean number 4 is not it at all. It just means that they're the least.
I do
That's
think the
a
one
good
right below me is Luke, probably. I think
Oh,
I'm just gonna
really?
find this so
Mhm.
funny.
Mhm.
I hope you do.
Of course.
Um,
Snaps all
I don't
around
know
for
for the
that.
next two. There's elements of it that I know Mark's gonna like so much. I think, but also ones that Kelly, I think you're gonna like because while it's not Peep Show in
Peep Show,
that
I'm number one.
they don't hate each other.
That's why I'm
and love
number
each other.
one. When they're
Um,
despicable people, I am number one.
But it's also just a show about two roommates, so it's that same dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys can be tied for third.
Sick.
Okay, so I did that. Katie and I have been watching Glee. We're halfway through season 3.
Oh,
Taking a break for a second.
yeah.
We needed a
Sounds
break.
right.
Mm.
We really blow through a bunch of episodes and then are like, let's take a break for 18 months.
I don't know what's gonna when you guys get to
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah. Well, we're already getting a little bit. I was talking.
Tired.
We were talking to you, Kelly, about it. And we're
Yeah.
like, we're already getting a little tired of stuff, and you're like, this isn't even the worst.
So
yeah, I was like,
oh,
I
no.
liked season 3.
I watched
Okay.
Matt. I've only seen
How would you
season
like-
1 because
Okay.
I
Two
liked
was
I
where it's
liked
at.
it. Well, I liked it, and then
Yeah.
I know that it went downhill. But I watched it, and then I watched 2 episodes of season 2, which were not
Mhm.
bad. But I was like, I think I'm done, and then just
Yeah.
never touched it
I-
again. I was like,
I
I think I'm
completely
good.
support that. I still
I-
haven't watched the last 3 episodes of the whole
There you
show.
go.
I've
What?
done that. I did that. You know what I did that with? Mad Men for some reason.
Hmm.
I watched everything, but like a part of the
Yeah.
last season for some reason.
Oh,
And
Sometimes
now
you
I-
don't
yeah.
need to.
I did that
Yeah.
with
It's
Ozark.
not your fill.
Yeah, I did that with Ozark. I
Yeah.
never watched the back half of season 4.
And that's okay.
I don't
I did
really
that with
care
the
to.
Crown.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I've done that with a lot of shows. I have a couple of shows. I'm like, I watched a couple seasons of The Sopranos. I'm like, I'll get
Yeah.
back to it.
Oh, Oz.
eventually. Yeah,
Oz.
Um,
I will. I
what else?
will.
Oh, Katie and I have been watching The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. And Mark, have you watched this most recent season?
No,
Because
well,
watched
we
that.
watched 2 episodes of this most
Okay,
recent, but I know
so-
about it.
We watched
Oh.
only the first episode, and I said I have to quit. The crop of dudes is too bad.
It's so
I'm gonna
bad.
quit it.
It's so
bad.
bad. It's
Yeah,
so
I was
gross.
getting
Yes.
upset. I
Yeah.
was like,
No,
Mark
how
has
is
to
I-
get
this the crop of
Tylenol.
dudes?
I actually had to get Tylenol because I was
Yes.
yelling and got so angry. I gave myself a headache because I was
It's
so
so
angry
bad.
and also just the fact that she would keep people she kept. Oh, what? Oh, Kelly
Kelly's
left.
gone.
She kept the guy who did the car thing, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I cannot tell you. That was my exact thought. I was like, if she does not send him home, I don't think I can continue
Yes.
watching this. If that's
Yes.
the kind of guy you want around.
So, it was not worth it because
No.
the person she ended up picking, was somebody that we didn't like, and then
Oh, what's-
it was the guy.
you can say it. Yeah.
The guy.
You can
So
say it, I already
spoilers
know.
for the Bachelorette for the audience.
Oh, yeah.
But it was
Ooh.
the guy that
What a-
we didn't like that was cocky, and I said I hated his smile. He had the smile of a
She
douchebag.
picked Devin?
Yes. Yeah, Devin.
Or like the final.
Yes, yeah. She ended with him,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
and
that's kinda crazy.
and then
Oh, well.
but then
Each
by
their own.
no, but by the end of the reunion, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm apparently after the show, he was like, oh, I'm actually not feeling it anymore." So they broke up.
Well,
So,
I mean, why does anyone go on the show in the first
but
place?
to
Right,
each
I don't-
their own. To each their own.
but it was
I-
just one of those
Luke.
whenever I hear this, I'm like, thank God I didn't waste my time watching this season because the guys were
Yeah.
awful. The
It's-
pick was terrible, except for that one guy was funny.
Mark-
The spider guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a
that
good guy. He was a good guy.
Mark, I'm telling you, she said that she had said she wants someone who's loud.
Yeah.
And in your
Hell
face.
yeah.
Oh, that
And
is
so
definitely
that's
loud in
why
your
it-
face.
That's why
Yeah.
it was that
That
crop
group,
of guys,
I
and I was
know.
like, I don't like this.
I liked
we-
her during the Bachelor season, so
Okay,
I
I
think
didn't
she
see
was a
that
good pick for it. But she did say she wanted somebody loud with a big personality because she
Yeah,
comes off that way, but not in a douchey way. But guys tend to go in a douchey way when they have big personalities, and almost all
Yeah.
of them did. And
was
so it's
bad.
just
Uh,
it was
We
terrible.
were-
in the episode, they're like, "Oh, I talked to you about it. Never mind." But Mark, when it was like, "Oh, can I steal you for a second?" and then it zoomed in on one of the guys, and they were like, "Oh," and then they never cut back to that story.
Literally burning love.
What was? We just watched something that was just like Burning Love. Oh
Flavor-
no,
Flavor of Love?
Sorry, it was
Love
Psych.
Snap.
It was the Psych episode.
Oh, yes,
where
Oh.
where
yes,
they're
Sean
doing
and
it,
the
and
real
Sean and Gus were just stealing back and forth. Like, can I
Yeah.
steal it? Just like constantly. That's how I felt. But it was also very burning love. So, yes,
I should-
Matt, I feel you with that. I stopped after 2 episodes because I gave myself headaches watching it.
We turned on. We were in the middle of watching the first episode, and a news notification popped up for Katie saying who had won.
Wow.
It was
it was an
so
omen.
it was the notification that said that they already broke up,
Ah.
and so we're like, okay, I guess Devin wins.
Devin.
And then when he showed up on screen, Katie said, "He's like Pete Davidson," and then she said that in the show, so like that was his vibe. I was like, okay.
Matt, do you
I
agree
see what's
that
going
he just has the mouth of someone who's like a douchebag?
Yeah.
Like, there's something you just take his mouth, like you could pick him out, just the mouth, and be like, that guy's a douchebag.
You can tell
It's
just
easy
by
for
his
myself.
kind of smirk.
It's a smirk.
I don't
It's because
know,
he's always
yeah.
smirking.
It's a little smirk. Either way, we've been. Mark, you want to know something else? The season of The Bachelor that we watched right before that was Clayton's.
Clayton sucked at the end.
We didn't know, and then we got to it. Okay, so by that point, we watched most of the season. We had been saying Clayton sucks just because he's like a plank of wood and has no personality. And then as soon as he showed personality, we realized, oh, he's an awful person. It was so bad.
The ending. So did you finish it?
No, we didn't want to.
Okay.
We know what happens and that they get.
He
the
is an
Bachelorettes.
Idiot. No,
But-
like what the hell? Because like
It was as soon as he started the way he was talking to Susie, I was like, "Oh fuck this guy! I'm out on this guy."
But
I
it was-
didn't realize that he was the. You had told me that there was a really shitty one, and that's why they had 2 bachelorettes. I didn't know that it was gonna be Clayton.
yeah,
And
Yep.
but then Katie and I had heard like we had watched a different season of The Bachelorette, and they talked about Clayton being one of the most hated bachelors. And we were like, let's try to figure out why. And I was like, is it just because he's boring?
well, it's because he
And-
was boring, and then by
and
the
then
end
blew up.
he
Holy crap!
by the end with how he approached it was like, okay, I'm gonna use the fantasy suites, but I'm obviously picking you, and slept with them anyway. And then when she was like, I don't think I can deal with that, he was like, well, it's always been you. And she was like, then why did you sleep with them?
Well,
He
it was
approached
more
that
too.
terribly.
He was using manipulation tactics.
For sure.
At the end of it, she was apologizing to him.
Yeah.
Which is the part that was pissing me off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was a disaster. So.
Anyway, we've been doing a lot of that. I've also been watching these documentaries on Max for every decade.
Mm.
And so I just finished the one on the 80s today. So I've done 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh,
and I've
nice.
just been on a history kick.
Nice.
And that. Oh, I've also been watching Veep.
Oh, nice.
I'm in season 3 now. That one is good and I like it, but it's not like Flight of the Conchords where I'm like,
Where you
I
put it
told-
in your top.
I told mom and dad to watch it, and mom said they started. So I was like, hell
You
yeah.
have?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Luke, they beat us to it.
Yeah, they did.
She texted
They've
me
done
about
that
it.
before.
I did not know they started it.
Yeah.
Well-
They beat us to the bear. We have yet to start the bear.
That's true. Oh, hey,
Well,
Kelly.
Dad hasn't seen it. Mom said she wants to watch it with me.
Ooh.
The bear.
Kelly, I have an important thing to tell you.
What?
I left shrimp Cajun pasta in your fridge.
Yes,
you
you
can have it.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I don't know how good it is at this point.
I don't know.
Were you down
It
there?
a
I was
couple
gonna
days
eat
ago.
it. I was gonna
Oh,
eat it.
Yes, Mark.
because I was like, he's not gonna want it. And now that
Uh,
I was gonna eat it, but then I got sick. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, Mark. Katie and I were both down there on Sunday just to visit, or no, on Monday. I mean, to visit and then go see the grandparents.
Gotcha.
We were on our way to Pops and Grandma's house when I was like, I left my pasta.
When I
But
noticed,
it was
too,
too
it was
late
like
to
right
go back.
after you left. I was like, oh.
Anyway, and I think that's it. Kelly, your turn.
My turn. All right. Shows. It's just What We Do in the Shadows. We're almost done with season 2. We're on the episode Witches, which is assigned to me. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was gross.
Is that it for shows? No, it's not, because I have
Did
to
you
talk about
rewatch?
movies.
Did you rewatch season 2, episode 5 yesterday?
He.
No, come
Oh my God, guys! Yesterday was season 2, episode 5 day. Matt, Mark,
Oh,
that means nothing to you. But Matt,
I forgot to mention that I finished.
Oh yeah.
Kelly, go ahead.
Yesterday was season 2, episode 5 day.
Oh God.
Meaning that on September 4th, 1973, big day for gay people
A
everywhere.
lot of things happened.
Okay, I have to talk about movies. You know, I was gonna say for once I don't have an update about Interview with the Vampire. That's not true because Maya had never seen the movie.
Oh.
So Maya and I watched the movie, and you know what? After reading the book and have seen the whole show, oh,
Yeah.
you don't give time for anything. Having not read the book before, watching the movie, I was like, all right, I like the ideas going on. Then having read the book, it's like,
Like,
oh, that's how you decided to put those ideas. But you know what? The movie started, and first off, Maya did not like the movie. For like the first 30 minutes, they kept going, where's Claudia? Where's Claudia? I
It's a
want
valid
Claudia.
question.
It's everyone's. When the movie started and Brad Pitt's name came up and Tom Cruise's name came up, the whole time they were like, boo, boo. And then
Wait, did-
Antonio Banderas came up and they went,
Did they not know the cast of this movie?
no, they knew.
Oh, okay.
But they were
Still gasp worthy. Okay.
yes. Oh no, I don't. They did not know Antonio Banderas
okay,
was.
okay.
But they knew Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and that's why they were booing. Anyway, it was, yeah. I mean, like, you know,
Yeah.
I got Antonio Banderas, and I got 5 minutes of Christian Slater in glasses. All I want, something about his voice scratches my brain, right?
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
he talks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then I watched a movie that I really like. Luke would probably like.
Would it kill me?
But that might be it. Huh?
Would it kill me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I think you wouldn't dislike it, but you are ranked last in
Okay.
the assignments. It's called The Passenger.
Hmm.
And I'm definitely number 1 ranked, but I really liked it. And okay, it's Kyle Gallner and what's the
Yeah.
Yes, Johnny Birchgold. They're both giving fucking performances of a lifetime in this random ass movie.
When is this from? Is this recent?
Yeah, 2023.
Oh, okay, cool.
And both, like, some of the fucking phenomenal acting, holy shit. And it's just like an hour and a half long character study of these two characters.
Ooh,
I ate that shit. And yeah, both of them phenomenal in this movie. So I really liked it. Oh my god. Okay, Little Miss Sunshine showed Mom and Dad. Bottle Rocket, obviously. There was another. Oh my god. Okay, so at work. First off, this was like 2 weeks ago, or whenever, because it's been so long. First room I walk into, because I was a housekeeper that day. First room I walk into, the bubble scene from Willy Wonka's on the TV.
Oh.
And I said, today is gonna be a good day. And it was a good day. I watched almost all of Ghostbusters on the TVs while making rooms. I probably
Hell yeah.
missed like
Nice.
I probably missed like 40 minutes.
Did you just like whenever you went into
Ghostbusters?
a room, you like turned it on and
I
then...
turned it on.
Oh,
I turned on
nice.
So
Ghostbusters.
smart.
Kids, kids.
Rick Moranis is the funniest person that's ever lived.
Yes.
That's the
Both
truth.
both times I turned on the TV. The first time, put it on that, it was scenes of him getting locked out of his apartment.
Yeah, both.
Both times. The CGI of like the demon at his party is wild in that movie. Also, what is so fucking funny to me is like, how long did it take for demons in media to just be sexy ladies? they love being sexy ladies.
Hmm.
You know, Luke pointed out how long after The Exorcist, where they're like, they just want to be sexy
Sexy.
ladies.
I think this was a big. The Ghostbusters was a big reason.
But it's so funny to me. Like, demons, they're gonna
Yeah.
possess the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and
Mhm.
they're gonna show skin. Anyway, is that it? Is that it? I don't. Oh, I hung up my Maxine poster,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
looks
fucking humongous.
Yeah. How'd you get up there? Ladder?
Ladder.
Nice.
Nice.
It's bigger than my
Ladder.
Bowie poster. I thought it was about the same size, but
Oof.
it's huge. Also, also guess what I reread?
Oh.
Devil's Minion
Yeah.
or the boy from Interview with the Vampire.
Shit, yeah. I did, and guess what? I got the first. Did you know? Luke already knows. Did you know that in the 90s they made comic books of the first 3 Vampire Chronicles books?
No, I did not know this.
I got the first.
Oh my god. It's like Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I
or,
got,
or like the videotape from the book I'm reading.
Yes,
God
exactly.
fucking.
you mean Sinister?
Or
Okay,
Sinister.
Or Sinister 2.
okay, I got the first. There are 12 of them, but I got the first 6 comics of the Queen of the Damned.
Ooh,
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Ones. So isn't that fucking awesome?
Yeah,
That
is
is
really
fucking
cool.
awesome.
Okay. Anyway, also, I've been obsessed with a painting.
Which painting?
Mm.
I want you guys to guess.
Is it a famous painting?
Yes. I've been obsessed with it for these last few days.
Hmm.
American Gothic.
No, good guess though. Love Grant Wood. Love that guy.
I feel like I could just study the wrinkles in that guy's forehead. You know?
Grant
I
Wood,
have no
so
idea.
It's-
Matt, you're
yo-
gonna have to guess. Oh wait.
Matt
Oh,
already
shit.
guessed. Luke, do you have a guess?
Oh, shit.
Matt, you could throw out another guess.
What's that one from
Nighthawks.
Dark where it's like
Good guess.
the fall of the angel or something and it's all the demons clawing at each other?
Great guess. Closer. It's young
Anything?
sick Bacchus by Caravaggio.
Oh.
Because
Wait, is that the guy that
That's
Tom
the guy that Ripley
must
really likes in
impersonate?
the-
Yeah,
you know, yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't happen in the.
I know they
this
added that for some.
book. I wonder
Um,
if it's in later books.
I think it's because that's how I felt for the past few days.
What's it
Because I
called
got
again?
obsessed with that painting when I started feeling like absolute death. Young sick Bacchus.
Oh, I see
That
it.
guy.
Also,
Young
that's a
Sick Bacchus.
self-portrait. That's him.
Is it really?
Anyway, yeah.
Why is Bacchus sick?
Oh,
Exactly,
it's like
because he had malaria. Not
His
Bacchus, but
Dionysus.
Caravaggio.
He did it. Caravaggio did a good job making this guy look pale as hell. This guy looks
I
like he's
know.
about to keel over.
That's how I have felt
Oh,
for the past
this
few
is-
days, and I think that's why I've been obsessed with it, but I can't stop thinking about that painting.
I like this one a lot.
I
oh,
know,
Bacchus.
isn't it really
it's
good?
Bacchanal. It's Bacchanal.
Yes,
Okay.
it's yes.
Yeah,
Dionysus.
because it's like it's supposed to be youth. He's like the grapes and it's supposed to be like life, but it's all sickly and
well,
yellow.
And some of the grapes are dying.
Yep. And
Oh.
and it looks like butts.
But there's healthy grapes at the bottom. Yes, and there's butts, and it's the same
Yes,
color
and
as his
peaches
skin.
look like butts.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
We-
the young
um,
stick Bacchus.
Yes, I've been
Ah!
obsessed with that painting for the past few days. Anyway, that's a little update. Also, music. So last time I updated, I said I've been listening to the song "So Damn Dangerous" by De Matrona over and over again, and I listened to the whole album that's from, called "For Your Sins," and I really liked it. And Matt, I think you would like a lot of their songs. My favorite songs from the album are "So Damn Dangerous," "Stuck on You," "Stamp on It," and Get my mind off. Anyway, I really liked that album, and also I've been listening to "Little Lies" by Fleetwood Mac over and over and
Oh,
over
that's a
and
good
over and over
one.
again.
That's a good one.
Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac, you say?
Yes,
I'll put it on
non-stop.
Dim Up.
Constant. Yes, I'm probably forgetting a lot of things.
What was it called?
Also, which one? "Little Lies."
It was just Little Lies. There wasn't anything.
Also, Last podcast, I didn't quote my favorite quote from Clueless.
You didn't.
And
Why?
I felt so upset for guys. You guys, I've never had straight friends before. I didn't quote
Ow.
it. It was so perfect. How dare I?
It was worth the wait.
Yes, 3 weeks, baby. I think we're finally done.
Luke, I want to hear your thoughts on Bottle Rocket, or just to
Oh, I
set the
forgot
scene
it was.
for
Oh
us.
wait, before that, whose choice is it this week?
Mine.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
don't know.
okay, because
Oh,
I just want to
God.
make sure
We'll
it
make a
wasn't
decision in
mine,
the
'cause-
moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Luke, bottle.
My thoughts on Bottle Rocket.
Yes.
When you think of the word
No.
perfect
No,
film,
no.
what do you bring up?
Oh, I
The
forgot
first
an
two words
update.
that come to
Maya and I restarted the show after watching the movie. That's
Oh my.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because actually, when you think of perfect film, you think of season 2, episode 5.
I think of season 2, episode 5.
Which is perfect film. But also Bottle Rocket is.
Mm.
This is one of the movies that makes me laugh the hardest. For sure. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. I wasn't aware. Kelly and I weren't aware that Wes Anderson's humor was quite
We
as
didn't
dumb
know he was
as
silly
this.
like that.
Yeah.
And I just have a great time with it. I laughed so hard with Kumar at the end.
Yes, it's
Like,
Luke's
it-
favorite part.
Who's that man? When he's introduced, when he's talking to Dignan, I believe he says, "I don't do finger works anymore. I more work with sounds."
When
What?
he was just sitting.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't do it.
I'm in the freezer.
I think he was meaning the safe. Like he works with the
Yeah.
sounds of the
Yeah,
safe.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, I just find it so funny, and it's such a good time. I was looking at Letterboxd reviews that were like, "This movie is a mess, but I love it." But what they should be saying is, "This is a perfect movie."
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is that it? I am obsessed with Dignan's flat top. Why would you wear your hair like that?
Well, he wanted
That
to get a
same
haircut to
person.
disguise his identities.
Right. What was he gonna do with his? You can only go down from there. I love. Okay, so the first time I watched this movie, I liked it. I watched it this time, and I loved it.
Yes.
It's so
It's
silly.
so good. It's so good.
Silly movies have always been there for me, and they always will be. The fact Wes Anderson and Owen Wilson, because he helped script it,
Mhm.
so smart to have the opening. I feel like a movie in the 90s would just have him like breaking his friend out of an institution, and they're like have the wherewithal and the smarts to be like, it's so much funnier if he's like, just let him
Yeah.
believe, just do it.
I
You
think
know?
it really gives you a good idea of who Dignan is.
Yeah, it really.
If he's
does.
like,
both
I-
of them.
yeah.
It really
True.
established
True.
both of
Anthony
them
Going
Yeah.
along with it.
Yeah.
to make Dignan feel good. Yeah.
And even the dynamic of the three of them, Bob too. Bob
Yes,
underrated.
Bob.
Bob's always getting the shit end of the stick.
The
When he-
gun scene is it's comedic genius.
The scene
Yeah.
where
Yes.
Bob takes the car and then Dignan goes, Bob stole his car.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that string of words is so funny to me.
I love how the tiffs and the quarrels last
Yes.
about 3 minutes and movie length.
Yeah.
Like the one by
My-
the pool was literally they punched
That's
each
my
other. He's
favorite
like, "I'm
scene.
gonna hug him."
That's my favorite scene. He punches him in the face and goes, "I'm gonna hug him" out of nowhere. And then they make up.
What was the name of the guy who was translating
Oh,
uh,
he was
Rocky? He's like, yeah,
Rocky.
Rocky's a weird guy. He said he loved you. He waited like 3 weeks to tell him this or whatever.
poor Rocky
That's yeah.
getting dragged into this shit.
Mark, thoughts on Bottle Rocket?
I really like this movie. When I watched it the first time, I thought it was okay. I'd say,
It's a grower.
yeah, I would still say I think I need to watch it another time, to be honest.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's really funny, and I liked it a lot more. But like,
Does
I'm
it
not to the
help
point
that
where I,
you
like,
watched
love it
with
yet?
Luke, who
Does
thought
help.
everything was the funniest thing in the world. Because when Luke and I watched this movie together, it's just so loud.
I kind of wish I had seen it with you guys again too, because like even myself, I was watching it by myself. I was laughing out loud. These guys
Yeah.
are being so silly.
This movie makes me laugh so hard that the laugh where no sound comes out happens. Where I'm just wheezing.
That's beautiful.
See, I think so. For me, I feel like I didn't laugh like too hard, but I was laughing a lot because it's so dumb, and it's like that's why I feel like it's definitely a grower because on you because it's like it also is so short that it's easy to rewatch.
Oh yeah.
So it is so stupid. Like I didn't realize the first time how quickly that they make up. That was one
It's true.
probably my favorite part too. Also, the Luke pointed this out too. Just like the fact that the Wilson brothers are in it playing
Don't
not
play
brothers.
This is the
Yeah,
they-
one
they-
of two
yeah.
Wes Anderson movies that happens.
They look alike and they're just friends.
They sound alike.
Yeah.
They do. What?
Well,
is
and
it,
the third Wilson
Future
brother
Man?
does not play their
He
brother
plays
either.
Future
He
Man.
plays
Why
Bob's
is his
brother.
name Future Man?
Why they never explain?
No, I guess they call him Jack. Also,
Yeah.
but why he's
Why
credited
Future
just
Man?
as a Future Man? Yeah, third Wilson brother in here. Oh, none of playing brothers is so good.
I cannot believe they got James Caan.
Mhm.
This is his
That's
first
Why
feature
him
film.
doing
Yeah.
karate? Yeah.
Wes Anderson had never directed a full feature before, and he got James Caan to do karate in his movie. That's
What's
crazy.
Owen
Luke Wilson's
Wilson is
character?
putting he's putting his whole being into Dignant, and it makes me so happy.
I've never seen a more committed performance.
It's incredible.
What was Luke Wilson's name? What'd you say?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Anthony. Thank
We
you.
all remember Dignant.
Dignan. I actually really like Dignan's story with I don't remember her name either, but his
Inez?
You mean Anthony?
Anthony with an S.
Anthony's story? Yeah, you said
Yeah.
Dignan.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay.
I really liked that part of it too because he's just like immediately like I'm in love with her, and it goes until the end of the movie. Like it's not like a part of the movie. Like that's his arc. It's
Yeah.
like
They live together
Yep.
happily ever after.
Yep.
Yeah.
probably.
there's something about that of just like he's like just totally like yep.
And it's wholesome.
Yes, and it's
Like-
not. They don't have any like. Their issues was the language barrier and the translation getting messed up, not them being awful at each other, which I
You know
think was
what's, like-
refreshing. Of just like seeing them like be so into each other. They're like, "Yep,
I
we're getting
know.
married. We're doing it."
What's a great line is like Wes Anderson is great as having the dumbest like sequence of events and then just having a line that punches you in the face. When
Yeah.
he wrote to his sister that if she can take a second language in school because he
Oh,
didn't and
that's
he
a good
thinks
one.
it cost him everything.
Oh,
It's like but also hilarious moment. Another guy talked to Inez for 2 seconds.
Oh,
he was like,
that's
God,
true. That's
chatterbox.
true. That is
so
true.
funny.
In the background, Dignan gets beat up.
And in the background,
Yeah.
Dignan's getting the shit beat out of him.
Yep. Well, it's also
I
like,
love-
and Dignan also has his arc at the end, where it's like this movie didn't need to have arcs with the way it's set up,
Yeah.
but I appreciate that they
He
did.
goes to jail. He
Yep.
goes to prison.
Yeah, to save them from going. So
Yep.
yep.
he had to do
He'll
it.
do
He had to
anything for
Let's
his
save
buds.
Applejack.
He'll do anything for
His
his
boys.
buds.
Jack. I always commend Wes Anderson because he picks unconventional music choices from very famous artists.
Mhm.
And the first time I watched this movie was the first time I had ever heard the song 2000 Man by the Rolling Stones. And now I really, really like that song. And I think it's used so perfectly in this one. That's when, Dignan's running away
Mhm.
from the cops.
Did you guys see that there's a D on Dignan's belt buckle?
Of course there is. I did not see.
He made belt buckles for him, because of course he did. Because this is a Wes Anderson movie.
There's so many little nuances in this that are partly scripting, I'm sure, but partly because
Oh.
Luke and Owen are brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the scene when when they had just robbed Anthony's house
Yes, I was just.
and they're playing pinball,
Yes.
and he's like, "You have another ball." He's like walked away already. He's like, "Can I play it?"
What- I-
Especially afterwards when Dignan like stops because he's upset
Yes.
and then he starts running away and Anthony,
Yeah.
how much
It changes-
was? Yeah.
Dignan chasing after Anthony and then him stopping and turning around and then Anthony's chasing after Dignan. I was thinking about that the whole movie where it was like, what was it? It's so funny on set where it's just these two brothers that you can tell just playing these friends. It's so dumb.
Matt, so The Catcher in the Rye. When
Yes.
Holden goes back, and it's his younger sister, and she's like more mature, and
Same vibes.
same vibes as when Anthony goes back to talk to his sister, and I think the same.
He's a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. His sister was like a wise old child. Yeah.
The way
She
Wes
says-
Anderson directs children is the funniest. It's so great. It's amazing.
He
Every
says
child
that-
performance in a Wes Anderson movie is top tier.
10 out of 10.
He says he went to the mental hospital for exhaustion. She goes, "You've never worked a day in your life."
Yeah. Oh, a great line is, oh, Anthony said something about why she doesn't like Dignan or whatever, and Dignan goes, "What has she ever done?"
There's this is another one of those movies where, like, for me, sometimes the quotes, sometimes they're hard to remember because they're so conversational, but they're
Mhm.
just the banter. It's so funny, and then when one pops into your head, you're like, "Oh, that was a good one."
I
Also,
know
the audio
Yeah.
at
It's
some
so bad.
points is like normal, and then whoa.
Oh, that one
It's
scene
really
where
low.
Luke Wilson was absolutely not in the back of the car.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
his voice. Because it was just his feet hanging out the window. 2 lines I can remember very well and love to quote is, first off, just picking up one leaf and going, "What the fuck
Yes.
is this?" Because that first time we watched it, Luke and I, that was major
Yes.
for us. And the other is right after the gun scene, when Anthony takes Dignan in the kitchen to calm him down. He goes, "How'd a guy like Bob get such a nice kitchen?" And then they immediately walk back in the room.
I just remember the end part when Dignan is deciding to take the heat. Essentially, he's like, "Nah, they can't catch me." Like, why? Because I'm fucking innocent.
He's absolutely not. That's so good.
That's just perfect for any situation. If you don't know what to say, people are like, "Why are you doing that?" You just say, "Cause I'm fucking innocent,"
innocent,
and,
and then run away.
as fast as you can.
I like their get-ups in the last scene, and
With the
also
jumpsuit.
their over the head, like
Hell
The
yeah.
gun in the front pocket is
Yes.
so crazy.
also that
I
whole
love-
scene is so fucking chaotic when the workers come in. They're like, so confused.
He's like, "I thought you were at lunch now." He's like, "Sometimes."
No, yeah.
Did you guys plan that all? I think
What?
it's great.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, that Anthony saw Dignan's jumpsuit and was like, "I gotta get me one of those." He like didn't make fun of him.
Nope, because
Well, that was
Future
why
Man
it
made
broke him
fun
back
of him.
in. He
Yeah.
wanted to
Yep.
take care of Dignan, but Dignan took care of him at the end.
That he did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
Oh, another great little one-off line. Just all the. Why do you got that tape on your nose? Exactly.
Why-
Yeah.
exactly.
And then
When he got
the shot we
scolded
just-
Yeah.
By the guy who
He's like,
ran the
"Okay, I'm
bookstore.
sorry." Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, Luke, are you doing when he just started pointing the gun at him?
Yeah.
When he's like, he's like, "I'm not gonna respond to that." He's like, "Okay, I'm sorry. Can you please do it?"
the
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 whole...
picture
Go
the
ahead.
picture of Dignan with Mr. Henry and the gang.
Oh, the photo
is
from Lost.
Very good. Yeah, like the photo from Lost. It's always there, omnipresent.
Um, the whole plot or lack thereof of this movie is so funny. Where it's just like they want to be bankrupt or not bank. They want to be robbers.
Thieves? Give us a
Thieves?
5-year plan. Okay?
They want to go on the lam. His 5-year plan in the Notebook is so good.
The
Yeah,
It's
5
one of
so
them
Wes
just said-
Anderson.
One of them just said wives and kids. Very
Yes.
important.
Very important. I think, and I know that, like, obviously this is the least refined of his movies because
Yeah.
it's his first one. I think it adds so much to the movie.
Yes.
I think it's
That's how I felt
perfect
too.
Yeah.
for this film. It's just, this is exactly what it needs to be, and I love it so much.
The actor who played Kumar's name is Kumar.
Hell
Hell
yeah. That's perfect.
The best actor of all time.
After watching this movie, I have an unofficial Wes Anderson rankings in Letterboxd that's private.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to wait until I'd seen more, and also I changed my mind and switch things around sometimes.
Yeah.
This time, like this one, I had at the back just because it is less refined. And after this watch, I was like, ah, that's moving up. That
Yeah.
one's moving up.
Every scene, it's so good.
Something about, oh god, maybe it's because I've been watching really, really, really silly comedy shows though too. I was like, I realized that's my favorite thing when a movie can just get dumb,
Yeah.
but I don't
So
know,
genuine. It's so
Yeah.
real. Like,
heartfelt dumb. I love it.
yeah. Why is James Gunn pouring water on Dignan? What was that about?
James Gunn, I'm convinced, did not get paid for this movie.
I know. He robbed Bob.
Yeah.
He did.
Poor Bob.
The scene where it cuts from the country club to like 5 seconds of "you have a really nice house."
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was like,
I know.
okay, and that was it. It was 5 seconds long.
It was less than 5 seconds. I bet it was like 0.5.
Yeah, didn't they cut to them at like a party too? And it was
Yeah.
like a shot for like 3 seconds, and then it cut away again. Don't know
I
why.
love the scene after they visit Anthony's sister when Bob is trying to like comfort Anthony by going on about his own shit
Yeah.
in the front of the car. We just get to know so much about these characters
It does
in
a
their
good
lives.
job.
They feel fully
Yeah.
like self-actualized.
And in such a short amount of
Yeah,
dialogue. It's
exactly.
very little, and you're like, I know exactly.
I
We
know who
all
you
have
are.
known people like this. Yeah. We
I
all
like-
know a Dignan in our life.
I like how
probably.
the movie is basically the majority of it just takes place when they're hiding from
Yeah.
like they're in between jobs and hiding from the police basically is like where the majority of the
Robbing one
Time goes-
bookstore.
yeah but it's like at the motel is like where it starts with Anthony's like arc basically, and it's like that's like the majority of the movie, and it's so simple, but I like how simple it is. But I also like when like Wes Anderson does the opposite of like Grand Budapest is like so much
much.
happening, but he does
Yeah.
that really well. I like that he has this movie that's completely different, and I would say
It-
like as much as I didn't like
No plot, just vibes.
yeah, as much as I didn't like, well, it was okay. Asteroid City, I feel like that one very much was like not a ton of plot going on. Like I feel like he can do whichever one he wants, and he can do it well, even if like some of them aren't my vibe. Like this is definitely
Oh
more
yeah,
my vibe.
French
than-
Dispatch has no plot. Or
I
it
like
has
French-
10 plots.
Yes.
I love French Dispatch, and
Yes.
I liked Asteroid City.
It has 4 different plots, and none of them have a plot.
Exactly, and that's good. It makes it great.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie proves it. You know, you ever see the early works of people who became really famous directors when they did like no money, like no budget stuff?
They
And
made
you
it
can
with their
tell
friend.
if you can still make a good movie when you have like 0 budget, that's how you know you're a good director. And I think that's what this is. I can't imagine they like. I think the whole budget went to James Caan. Like I can't imagine. that
Oh,
was
Well, I thought he
anywhere
didn't
else.
get paid.
Allegedly.
I think it went to Dignan's little bike that he rides.
Yeah,
That's a cool little bike.
When we see him from afar riding the bike in like circles.
Can I take it off topic for a second?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
It just reminded me. Did you guys see the post that Mike Flanagan made
No.
Yes.
with the Hush? Like,
Yes.
okay.
I know that Hush
it-
is available.
So
yeah.
Yes.
it's
yeah.
it's
I
available
have
on digital, but it's now going to be released on 4K physical copy. And there's going to be 3 versions of the film. There's going to be one of the normal one that's in black and white that they restored, and one in black and white that they removed the score.
Just sound
Oh,
design.
And
So
it's
That's
just the sound
wild.
design from it.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Because
I love-
he's fucking insane.
I love
and
where he's
all-
at in his career.
all 6 of the people that are in the movie announced the news.
Yeah, they were all just
They were
chilling
all-
at, like, I think it was Mike and Kate's house, to be honest. Like,
Aw.
yeah.
Doing that movie marathon with Raul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird because, like, I'll see Raul on just, like, a bunch of different, like, it's like Mike Flanagan stuff, but the Kind of Funny podcast, they talk about Raul quite a bit because he's also just friends with them. Anyway, the only reason it reminded me was because you guys were talking about, like, the director's, like, first movies, and I thought of Absentia, and then,
Yeah.
or not Absentia.
Yeah, that
yes,
was his
okay.
first.
Which one was Denise then?
Oh, that's Incendies. That
Oh.
one's
That was
crack.
his first
Wait,
movie.
was that his
No.
first? No.
No,
That was
that,
not-
that was his first high profile.
Yeah,
one. All
there's
the other
one
ones
before
were
him.
French, and
Oh,
they're,
okay.
they like not
Okay, so I
well
was right.
done.
Okay, but
Uh,
it just made me like, and then I remembered I saw that, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, that version of Hush has to be fucking crazy.
it's gonna be nuts.
Yes.
So I'm definitely gonna
I
buy
j-
that.
I just mentioned Absentia in conversation with Rich and Amy
Mhm.
because we were talking about Doug Jones, and I love that Doug
Yes.
Jones is just in that as himself and not playing a creature.
Yeah,
So that's
Yes.
fun. He got Doug Jones in his first feature. That's
That's
big.
sick.
it's because Mike
Yeah.
Flanagan's a cool guy.
Yeah.
It's just such a good guy.
When you're a cool guy.
You get people in your movies, and then you make lifelong friends, and you get Raul Coley.
Yeah.
I am really hoping The Life of Chuck makes me weep into a popcorn bucket.
Apparently, it will. So
Everybody's been saying it.
Excited.
I saw some shots from it, and it looks really good.
Oh man, I'm excited.
Okay, sorry, I took that off topic, and then we went on the Mike. We could go down the Mike Flanagan trail pretty far.
Forever.
So yeah.
You know what part of Bottle Rocket makes me think of you and me, Luke?
All of it. But
All of it.
continue.
But specifically when the girl at Bob's house was like, your name's Anthony, right? And Dignan goes, yeah, that's Anthony. My name's Dignan.
Uh,
Like,
Also-
just so genuinely.
Yeah. I think when he messes with the bottle rockets, with the fireworks,
Uh-huh. The fireworks.
and then Dignan, I'm mixing them up.
I know.
When Anthony brings Inez and Dignan's just like,
Yeah.
they ask,
One
do
of
you
them
want to
sticking out
come
of his
with us? Yeah.
pants.
Yeah. They're like, do you want to come with us? He first asks where. They answer, then he says, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And then throws another firework.
Oh,
So,
God.
is Dignan the bottle rocket or is Anthony?
Ooh.
Okay.
Aren't we all the
Aren't we
bottle,
We're all
rocket?
bottle rockets in a way.
I think
We just
maybe the
have
bottle
different
rocket was the
fuses.
friends we made along the way.
There's
The
an idea.
friends were the spark that lit the bottle rocket.
Inez was the spark that lit Anthony's bottle
Anthony?
For sure.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like
Admit that.
asexual.
I tried to stop halfway through and realized
Yeah.
They boned in another person's room
Yeah, they did. That
they what?
as a housekeeper,
while she
I
was
was
cleaning.
appalled by some of the etiquette going on.
With Anthony just following her over in his robe and the people coming in and he just didn't even explain. He was just like, "Hi."
Well, he was trying to help. He picked up a pillow.
He did a great job at
Oh.
helping.
A part that I love is when was it Bob and Dignan came back to the hotel and there was like a bunch of people in their room and Dignan was just like, all right, just into the party.
Didn't Dignan also at first when he walked in because he was pissed? He was like
Yeah.
trying to give fake names, and
Yes, he
Anthony was
did.
just calling him Dignan. He was like,
And then he was
"Come on."
into the
Yeah.
party. Another part, amazing part of the movie, one of my favorite parts, very us for some reason, is when Dignan gets upset and throws a rock through the windshield. He runs away and then throws a rock through the windshield. And then he lays on the ground.
Yeah,
Oh, but the shot of him hitting him is wild.
with the screwdriver in his hand.
With the screwdriver from the ground, and then he walks off into the distance.
Yep.
How did he get back home?
Nobody knows. I like to imagine it's like that scene in oh my god, I'm completely blanking on the title. The one that we watched, your pick on the podcast, where he was walking
Who's pick?
Crime
the
Wave.
top. Sorry,
The top crime wave.
Crime Wave. When he was just walking in a field, trying
Yes,
to find where he was
very,
going. That's what I imagined.
Very true. Very true.
I couldn't
like
remember
how-
the name Crime Wave.
But you can remember the top.
Oh, how could I forget?
Uh,
It's same kind of like silly energy.
yeah.
Different like format.
A bit absurd, but because like it's so like this is just
Bottle Rocket is absurd in the way that like
Bottle
that like
Rocket-
teenagers are absurd too, where you're like, you're silly. What are you doing?
that this is like absurd in the way that real life is absurd.
Yeah,
Crime
exactly.
wave.
no.
Same.
The four,
That's how my life. That's how the inside of my head is.
the fourth genre listed for this movie in Amazon Prime is just strange.
Yeah.
It just says
Bottle
strange.
rocket.
Yeah.
Strange.
But the atmosphere
to
is
warn
a
you.
bit strange.
Yeah.
I feel like we all have the same like sense of humor where like we're saying it's like heartwarming but makes like no sense, where it's just like the dumbest movie you've ever seen but it's like heartwarming and not like super raunchy and like crude, where it's like I think of like Hot Rod and like I think of Psych because we've
I mean, my
since I've been
favorite
watching
movie
it's
is
like
Wet Hot.
Right.
that's
To be
endearing and
fair-
that's endearing and heartwarming if I've ever seen it. I
I
think
mean, yes.
I think, well, no matter what, you can tell, even in movies that I don't especially, like, vibe with, like, even then, sometimes you can tell, like, a lot of passion went into it, and then I think,
Yeah.
like, you could see that, but there's other ones that are just, like, pumping out, like, the crudest, like, most sexual thing you could see, and,
Yeah.
like, then it's, like, whatever about those, but, I think we all have that same sense of humor, and this definitely fits into that bucket of, like, it's just dumb, and it's lighthearted, and there's no stakes whatsoever. There is at the end, but not really.
No.
Mark, I see what you're saying too, because like this is only, what was this, 95? Is that right?
96.
96. This is only 3 years before like American Pie, and that
Mhm.
was like the type of humor I imagine around the time, which is really, really raunchy.
Mhm.
So it's nice to see the flip side of like, no, there was still just silly stuff coming out. It just might not have been as well known.
Mm-hmm.
This
I
is
like
And
that
that's
stuff.
when, like, that's why we haven't seen it, because these are not as well known. Like, Wet
Right.
Hot is now has, like,
Is now
quite a...
well-known, yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't back then.
No.
This is the movie that inspired the list. Movies that are so dumb they feel like the best movie ever made when watched with somebody else.
Mm.
Yes.
Because when
what,
you're watching it with someone else, you're like, "This is incredible."
what other movies are on that list?
Wet Hot,
Of course.
Hot Rod,
Uh-huh.
Nacho Libre,
Yeah,
Okay, those are
it's
the
just
three that
all
I was
the
hoping
gold ones.
The Spy Who Shagged Me,
Yeah, just keep on going.
What We Do in the
Hits keep
Shadows,
going.
Yep,
Yeah.
and Smiley Face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've not seen it yet.
Yes. Interesting.
Yes. Yes,
there-
Luke. Mark, you
Yeah.
loved that movie.
I love
when we
Smiley
watched it.
Face. Oh,
Yes,
I love
okay,
Smiley
yeah.
Face.
Okay.
There are, I love that we can keep discovering, and that like you guys, especially Kelly, can keep showing me comedies from decades ago that I never knew existed or didn't realize how funny and silly they are. And that, because sometimes you feel like I feel like I've like rewatched all those like really silly ones recently. There's still ones out there, you just gotta go find
Yeah.
them, and this
Oh,
is one
yeah.
of them.
I
Yes.
love it.
I'm
And it's
glad...
like it's the first movie of a really well-known and like
Yeah.
acclaimed director, and
Nobody
it's the
ever-
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Nobody talks about this one. Only the most film bro-y of film bros really talk about Rushmore a lot. But
Oh,
I
I
love
love
Rushmore.
Rushmore.
But like you don't hear about those a lot, and I think both of them are really good movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know I won't shut up about Rushmore. I love Rushmore, but
Yeah.
like
We're gonna fight over who gets Rushmore, and you know it.
that was another one. The same way I felt about Bottle Rocket this watch was how I felt the first time watching Rushmore. My endorphins were just through the roof.
Through
where
the
I was
roof.
like, this
It's
is a
so-
movie that like at my core,
Yes.
like
I
if
get.
I could tell someone like I like this movie, and if you don't like you will understand what I like in the world if you see this movie. Like this is the stuff.
Mark, have you seen Rushmore?
I have not.
Ooh. Okay.
I can always let you borrow it if you want it.
Yes, I do want to watch it. Matt, you saying the thing about film bros talking about it? It's how I feel about Whiplash, where I'm like, Whiplash
Oh.
is a great movie, but
It's
the amount
phenomenal.
that like the film bros, it's playing in
So annoying.
theaters like this month, and I was like,
Oh.
I cannot go to that theater. That theater's gonna be stinky.
so
That's gonna be a
annoying.
stinky theater.
Aw.
I don't want the vibes of that
Uh-oh,
theater, even though I would love to see the movie like on
Right.
like. I just was like,
Oh, the
oh god,
sounds are
everyone who's gonna
good.
go is gonna be annoying, including me.
Yeah.
What was it about that movie that film? Is it just because like Angry Man
I don't.
and Other
Probably.
Man?
Yeah, maybe it's also like Damien Chazelle got huge off of that, which is his first movie. So it was like a, oh my god, this guy's like crazy out of
It's
nowhere.
The Boys' Black Swan.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I can see it now.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say
If
Black
you
Swan
had-
made me.
I
Okay.
But I would
I
much
bet
rather
it's
go
one of
see Black Swan in a theater than Whiplash.
It's that's kind of funny, Mark. You're absolutely right, because that's one of those movies. If someone earnestly asks me, like, "Do you like that movie? Is it a good movie?" You almost have to sigh and be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's amazing."
It's
I
a
feel
great
like
movie.
I'm not that guy. Yeah.
But I
Nothing's
promise
funny.
I'm not a film bro.
Yeah, right.
I didn't remember liking it that much.
You get to be that person.
I was probably 12.
I think it's a very good movie, and so that's what it
Yeah.
just made me think of like, oh, people don't shut up about that movie, and I get it, but they also annoy me because they don't shut up about that movie. It's
I
like
bet
Dune.
I bet all the guys had a football coach that was like,
They can.
so
you.
when
No,
Film
like
Bros?
Film Bros. It's the
Film
opposite.
maybe not film
No,
bros,
they did
maybe not
not.
film bros, maybe they don't know what football is.
Maybe they're vicariously living through the
Such a
movie,
backtrack.
thinking
Yes.
about football coaches,
Yes.
Okay.
wishing
I'm
they
with
had
ya, I
those
think.
experiences.
No.
Maybe.
You know what I'm
Like
saying. Luke,
man
Luke gets
yell.
it.
I
Man,
think
man,
they like
yell.
man yell, man scream.
know.
Man
It is a
sad,
grimy
man
movie.
bloody.
It's kind of like
It's
the
dark.
way that Film Bros love like Fight Club too, where it's like grimy and dark.
Okay, but I love Fight
I
Club.
love Fight
and
Club.
I
That
get
used to
it.
be my favorite
Me
movie
too.
because
I
I
get
was
it more
great.
than everyone else gets it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel a lot about like when Katie and I rewatched The Shining too. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this movie is fantastic, but it, yeah, I don't want to
People
say
are-
it out
people are
loud.
annoying about it.
You know, yeah,
Fight Club is
No,
the
just-
teenage girl experience.
that is true.
Yes.
Same with the
That's been
Banshees of
proven.
Inisherin.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's the teenage girl experience.
Luke, how much would I
Middle
not
school-
like that
middle
movie?
school
Do you
girl
think I would like that movie?
Banshees,
Yeah.
Banshees?
you would like it.
I would
You
like
would like it.
Okay.
It'd make you
It's,
feel awful.
yes, but you would like the message.
If you
really,
want
it's
to
be
know
kind
what
to
it feels
people.
like to be a
It is what it-
12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Mm.
Welcome to
It's
the
also
Dollhouse. Who?
An allegory for the
All I
Irish
know
Civil
is
War.
Banshees of Inisherin.
I need to. That's one that I need to watch. Luke, one that you need to watch is It Follows. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah,
A24.
My favorite actress is in it.
yeah, you'd like that one.
Speaking of which, I pre-ordered Long Legs.
He
It's
did.
coming
Yeah.
September 24th. So
Matt, you're the
I
only one who
will
hasn't
have it
seen
in my
it.
possession.
I know.
So, spoiler
So-
alert, might be picked. So Matt can watch it
Thank you.
if I
Force
buy
Matt
it
to
and put
watch.
it on digital.
I don't know. I'm so behind where there's things where I'm like, oh, that finally came to streaming. I should watch that. And then I
You
don't.
gotta watch
I
Alien when it
understand.
comes to streaming. You gotta watch Alien Romulus when it comes to streaming.
Okay, I'm really excited for that one. But I wanted to watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I
Mm.
went, it's almost 2.5 hours.
It is a long one.
Sometimes you're just not
Yeah.
feeling it.
And that's okay.
And sometimes you will never feel it.
I
That's
go-
okay.
I go through
That-
cycles too, where I watch a lot of movies, and then I stop, and I
Yeah.
only do TV, and
That's
then
me.
I have no
And-
idea. Yeah.
And then I read,
I-
and then I stop reading, and then
right,
I, yeah.
right.
I was the first one of us to start The Boys. I have not watched season 4.
Yeah,
I
it's-
watched the
it's
first
all- it's
episode,
okay.
and I don't know what happened.
You were the first one? That's crazy.
Isn't
Isn't
that
that interesting? Yeah, Luke, I do the same thing sometimes, where I'm like, it's just the moment has passed. It'll come back
Yeah.
around probably,
It will. It'll
but
come
it's
back
just not
full
here
circle.
right now. Yeah.
That almost
And that's
happened to
just
me
okay.
again, Matt, with Frozen Empire, because I bought Afterlife for like
Oh yes.
2 years ago, and then I just watched it, and I literally scrolled past Frozen Empire. I was like, I don't feel it, and I was like, that's gonna happen for 2 years. So I went back and watched it that day because I was
Right.
like, I'm never going to watch this movie because I waited 2 years on Afterlife after I bought it with money, and I heard it was
so
a
you
good
just never
movie,
watch it.
and
Yeah,
so like
right.
when Frozen Empire is free and I heard it was bad, I was like, I'm never watching this. So that I was
I
just like, I'm
know.
just gonna do it now, or I'm never gonna touch it.
I just keep having things pile up where I'm like, yeah, I should watch that, and that's the extent of my thinking on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've been going to the movies a lot too, like
Yeah.
because like I feel like that'll happen, and then by the time it hits streaming, the moment has passed.
Yeah.
I encourage you to rewatch Twisters with a new mindset. I've been thinking about Twisters a lot lately. I really want to rewatch Twisters.
Unfortunately, that's one of the ones that I don't think a rewatch is really gonna
Oh.
help me. Like I felt pretty strongly about it on first watch, and it
Okay.
wasn't where it wasn't like a knee-jerk reaction. It was like I was settling into it and going, "Oh, I
Interesting.
think I'm not. I think this isn't for me."
It settled in for me after that. I really liked it, and I keep thinking about how I want to rewatch it.
Oh man,
I like disaster movies though. Like they're
I'd
just never
rewatch the
good,
first
but I
one.
like the
First one's absolutely nuts. For
See,
1996,
I would rewatch the first one, but the second one,
This is just you guys.
in a nutshell,
We've discussed
But,
in a
Mark-
nutshell. That's not you guys in the nutshell.
this
is me in a
that's
nutshell.
This is me in a
Yeah.
nutshell. Ew, I hate
Have
that we
you-
all did that.
Have you seen the Bill Paxton behind the scenes on the
It's
set
good.
of Twister?
I have
It's
not.
good.
He's in the set of the house that falls on the highway, and he's just like running around in it.
oh
And
my
He's
god.
having the best time
The whole
anyone
ti-
has ever
Every
had.
time I see it, I imagine Michael Ian Black doing it as a sketch.
Oh
Like
my
that's the
God.
vibe he
He's
brings
like a
to
little
it. He's
kid.
so silly.
Bill Paxton was at the beginning of Spy Kids 2. He was the
Oh,
person
yeah.
who
He
was,
was the-
the amusement
yes.
park guy and was like super southern and like it's like what the fuck, that's Bill Paxton.
Robert
Got it.
Rodriguez just knows everybody in
It's
Hollywood.
so crazy.
Guys, I'm watching the scene where it's Anthony and Inez in the pool, and they say silk 10 times.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And
Silk?
it's non sequitur. They just say silk, silk, silk. And then Dignan, basically. And then
Oh yeah,
Dignan
Dignan
comes
throws
in.
a fit.
Why were they talking about silk?
He said that her skin was soft like silk or something. I don't know.
And then she goes, "What is silk?" And he goes, "Silk."
Yeah.
Anthony.
He said he should have learned a second language. I think he should have learned more of the
I-
first. Also,
Sorry, when he takes the picture of her sister.
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's like, "Oh, is
Oh,
that you?
that's
It's
good.
so cute."
That's
Like,
good.
oh, this is my sister. Oh, can I have
Can I
this?
still have it?
That's good.
Just- And then her reaction is so perfect. She's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
This is. I feel like on paper, you don't get a lot of like the nuance. Like what makes this movie good is who was creatively behind it and who was involved.
The characters and yeah.
Scripted, like anyone could read this script and it wouldn't come off the same way this one came
Yes.
off.
Yes.
For sure.
It perfectly came together.
Ooh, that they should turn
came
Bottle
together.
Rocket into a stage play.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
They should.
Whoa, a stroke of genius.
Call me Sondheim.
Oh my god.
You know
I
who
named
has
the one
seen-
playwright I know.
Yeah.
Tennessee Williams.
You know who
Alright.
hasn't seen
You know what
Taken
he
Together?
wrote?
What?
Matt. Matt has seen it,
There's
but a
a-
long time
Oh,
ago,
that's
What are
right?
you
right.
talking about?
There's a lot
They
of
came
movies to
together.
pick.
Oh yeah, I watched that like 6, 7 years
It's Mark's
ago.
favorite movie.
Yeah.
I think
a
I
lot
need
of
to put it in my
movies
top 4. I think about that movie
I
a
think-
lot.
What it? No, what's getting kicked out?
I don't know. That's
For
why I
they
haven't done-
came together.
Let me take a look. Because that movie, it might have to be a really close 5. You know what I mean?
I think it's a really close five.
You know, I haven't watched Into the Spider-Verse in a while. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Watch They Came Together.
They
side by
came
side.
together.
Then I'm gonna watch Twister, see if that makes it up there.
Oh right, of course.
It's like my number 7 of the year. Like it's not even
saying,
close.
it's not-
A lot of. I feel like I've only seen. I feel like I've seen less than 7 of the year movies
Yeah.
that came out this year.
Yeah.
2023, I had a lot more. But like Matt, do you remember 2017 when we had Movie Pass? How many movies
Oh,
we fucking saw?
We
saw
went to see things we didn't even
Flatliners.
want.
Flatliners
To see.
in theaters.
Yeah, we saw Flatliners. We saw Rampage. I didn't even
Ooh,
want to see Rampage.
Rampage was pretty good. Rampage,
That movie-
underrated movie.
That there are jokes in that movie that felt like they
Oh.
were from like 2001.
Never mind. I don't like that movie because it was like penis jokes.
Yeah, it was
Ah,
like
good.
No,
super
no.
childish.
So
Yeah.
It was
good.
no. It was the giant monkey doing
when a
this.
giant ape goes
Yeah.
like that on screen.
But
yeah.
it's good
Right.
in Peep Show.
No, but the
also
audience
good
that's
in
laughing
Burning
at
Love.
it is not.
and Burning Love.
See, if we laughed at it, we would be laughing at it in a good way. But the people who
we
are laughing at it
laugh
are
at
laughing
it,
at it
that's
in a
what
bad
deems it
way.
good
You know what?
Yes, yes.
That's
Right.
that's a moment in that movie where if you're sitting on the couch next to each other watching it, you both just look at each other,
Yep.
and your look at each other is what makes you laugh.
Yes, yeah.
It's
Okay,
that
good,
kind of
good,
thing.
good
You're
analysis.
like,
Good
yeah.
analysis.
Something that Luke and I watched did that. I don't remember.
It was Eric
It
Andre.
happens a lot.
And it was
Oh,
funny.
that does happen a lot in the Eric Andre show. No, well, it was funny to you, and then I was whatever.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Things like that happen when Katie and I are watching The Bachelorette, where we just like, just have to like look at each other like, what the fuck is going on?
That's usually how I'd watch it, and then when I became more vocal is when I had to stop watching because
When
I was
Right.
very Luke. That's probably the most mad I've been watching something, and you saw that. I was like legitimately
fun.
yelling at the TV.
That's the only Bachelor or Bachelorette episodes I've seen.
Yeah, have you ever seen me that vocally mad at a TV before?
Oh, sure.
You got
way
what with
back,
what?
I can't remember.
Mark, I agree though. Like I was getting actually pissed,
Yeah,
and then we changed to a new season, and it was such a better group of people.
yeah.
We're watching. Her name is Katie, actually.
I've
It's from a
heard of.
couple years ago.
I've heard of. I haven't watched hers, but I think she was good. I think I've heard good things about her.
All I can say is I wouldn't be afraid to be in a room with these men, and I was.
Mm.
in
Yes,
Jen season.
yes.
They were standing on the balcony, and just the banter they were making. I told Katie that I would feel unsafe around these men, and I'm also a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
feel unsafe.
Yeah. I would want to get the hell out of that house.
Like,
It's terrible.
I just wouldn't feel comfortable around them
Mm-mm.
at all. They were
They're-
being just their energies
awful.
so bad.
Yeah. Rancid.
Definitely. I mean, that's the only time that Mark's having to get a Tylenol watching TV.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's the angriest that you.
That's pretty
Well,
bad.
that's the first time I've needed Tylenol, not from Prometheus headaches.
Oh,
like
right,
just
right.
watching it.
Was
like-
it extra strength?
Oh, that's the only Tylenol I take.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Trying to make sure you're doing what's best for yourself.
of course. And then I can only take one instead of having to take 2 of the 200 milligram ones. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. What are we in 4th grade?
Come on.
Sorry. Bottle Rocket. Good movie.
I love that Bob is there at the end. And it's
Bob's
not
part of
just
the crew.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not just Anthony and Dignan. That it's Anthony, Dignan, and Bob.
Yeah.
Why
Every-
did Dignan pretend like he? I actually love that scene. He freaked them out. He's like, "Go, go!" But then it just ends with him walking away and his back.
Very Better Call Saul.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good comp. Good
Better
comp.
Call Saul inspired by Bottle Rocket.
Very true.
Ooh, I love the
Every-
part where they sing Better Call Saul on the bus.
Yeah,
That
that's
is a
your
good
favorite
part.
scene.
My
of
favorite part of this
anything.
movie as well.
Better Call Saul.
Every group, especially every heist group, needs a Bob.
Yes.
Someone to go, what? I think it's funny because Dignan is gung ho about doing exactly his plan. Anthony's just kind of apathetic and going along with it. And Bob's like, what's happening?
I love that Dignan is the one with the plan, and the plan is just. It's just.
The plan is hold up the store at gunpoint. That's it. That was the entirety of
and
the
then,
plan.
and then, yeah, enjoy the riches that come along with it.
Are they ever gonna get ID'd for that? Uh-oh.
But I paused it, and now I'm unpausing it.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I don't have. I don't think I have any other thoughts. Honestly, it's a good movie. I want to rewatch it more. Like, it's one that I'm not like. I would want to rewatch, and with how dumb it is, but it doesn't like hit it exactly for me. But it's more than the last time, so I feel like I'll get there with it.
I feel like I could watch this movie any day, any time, and
Oh.
like I
One
could
of
just
those
watch
movies.
it. I could drop anything and watch this movie.
Luke, what's a
You know?
movie like that for you? That's not this movie.
Oh, it's.
No, it's-
Long Legs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
You're gonna say Nacho Libre?
mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
It's
there
basically
are a
all
lot
my
of them.
all my tops I could probably turn on.
Yeah.
Except with those, with the comedies, I never want to watch it alone. So
Mm.
it's always.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Bottle Rocket is the type of movie that feels almost like you're watching a home video. Like it's
Yeah.
like like your kid made a movie and you're like, this is really funny. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's a
you're way
compliment. No, I
funnier
agree.
than you have any right to be. What the hell is this? You
Yeah.
know? When your
Especially
kid is like, let me show you this thing, and you're like, okay, and then you're
You're
like,
like, oh, there's
shit.
something wrong with you.
Yeah, what happened?
I did not realize that.
Should we have been paying more attention when you were filming?
Yeah. Who hurt you?
I feel like especially with the cuts, like you guys were saying, where it cut for like one line in a different location, then cut away. That's where it kind of feels
That's
like that. I
just
was
good
like, why
pacing.
the fuck is that in there? But it's hilarious because it's there.
It's trying to keep a story loosely pieced together.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But-
I recommend. This
I
movie.
recommend it too.
Yeah,
I
highly.
can pull up our
I
tier
rocked
list.
with it.
Yeah,
I rocked
tier
with it.
list.
Yeah.
I rocks
Oh,
with it.
right.
Trademark. Copyright.
Okay, let's. All right. I don't know how sharing my screen is gonna work because I'm usually on 2 screens and I'm on 1, so we're gonna try our best. Okay.
If it doesn't work, that's okay. We'll trust you, I guess.
Well,
Kind of
let's.
feel like we should change the top tier.
Yeah.
I
To
don't know what it would be. We can keep it for now. But I mean, if you guys want to keep it, that's also fine. But
Can you guys see it?
I don't care either way. Yes.
We can change it. I mean, if we have another idea.
I don't know what it would be. We would have to just think of a we would like we'll just keep it like that. Like we'll just keep it like maybe we will change it. And if anyone has a good idea of what it should be, we could change it to that.
Uh huh. Yeah.
I'm not really in the business of good ideas.
I don't have.
That's a crazy sentence.
I don't have an image of it now, so I'll do it after. So,
Okay.
have to look it up and everything. But where would everyone put it?
Luke has to go first.
Oh, I'm top.
Kelly?
The top. Should it be the
Nice.
top?
Matt?
That works.
I would probably put it in the mostly ghostly. Okay.
I would also put it in mostly ghostly A, but it gets pulled to the top
Because it was
because it was
pick.
Luke's pick.
Hey.
Wait. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to remember to put it there. Okay. That was easy. Now I can stop sharing my screen.
That was easy.
That was easy. Wait,
Kelly, have you been internally thinking about what movie you're gonna pick?
I have, but like I
Okay,
need
okay.
discussions about it first.
okay.
Oh, Lord.
But first of all, okay, so what movies have been the last 3? What have been the last 3? Last 2. Just 2?
Luke-
We just have 2
Oh.
of this grouping?
Yes.
Clueless and Bottle Rocket.
And Bottle Rocket.
Okay.
Best of the 90s.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
Best of the 90s. Very true. Unhinged.
Bottle Rocket.
Yeah.
I think some of the choices are so
Okay.
Yeah.
far out
I
there.
agree.
Both have people being held up at gunpoint.
True.
Yep.
This
Uh,
is true.
Okay, Bottle Rocket, Clueless. Disturbing.
Disturbing, huh? Does anything really disturbing happen in? Oh, Clueless because
say
it's
Clueless.
almost incest.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, well,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the clues and then Bottle
Right.
Rocket. Sad. Bottle Rocket.
This
Bottle
one,
Rocket,
yeah.
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 Sometimes
Um,
Anthony's vibe just kind of makes
yeah,
me sad
he
because he
is.
seems generally just like kind of a sad person sometimes.
He is. I mean,
Yeah.
he voluntarily committed
Yeah.
himself. Yeah. Oh, Luke, did you just?
What happened?
Guys,
What were you
ghost
doing?
Pushed
Ow.
my chair.
You
I fell.
I'd like to watch a playback of that one.
I think we watched that in real
Oh.
time.
yeah.
And I spit everywhere.
spit everywhere?
Guys, that was gross.
Oh my
God.
god.
Mark, this is
Oh
like on
my
that
back.
podcast you showed me when they just found a can of beans or something under that guy's bed.
What
Do you
the?
remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You sent me that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
the most unhinged podcast I may have.
Was
ever
it the
listened to.
Jerry O'Connell one, or was
when
it?
he was in the woods.
I think it was a separate one.
It was a
'cause
separate
I-
one, but it's the same podcast. Yeah, it was like
Yes.
he had been given like a box, like
a full like carton.
it was like during COVID too. So it was like he just and he has roommates, so he put it under his bed, and then he forgot that he had a case of beans under his bed.
And he found it on the podcast.
Yeah, when he was
while
looking
they
for
were
something.
recording. Anyway,
That he's one of my favorites on that podcast. I really,
really
he's,
funny.
yeah.
Okay. Gay.
uh,
Bottle Rocket
Bottle
and
Rocket.
Clueless.
Clueless, because of what's the character's name?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's her- what is his
Christian.
name? Christian. Yes. Christian.
See,
represents-
Bottle Rocket were in a difficult situation because you
Yeah.
all goddamn know that if they weren't played by brothers,
Yeah.
we would be making an
Yeah.
argument.
100%,
Except
but they
we're,
are.
like, not rooting
You
for
all
them.
know,
No.
but because they're played by brothers, we're like, ooh.
Not allowed.
Yeah,
Mark did say Bottle Rocket though.
it's just the vibes, but I
Vibes.
totally.
And I agree,
Okay.
vibes.
Yeah.
But
Vibes-wise,
vibes
you're right.
also with Clueless, they're pretty like in different ways.
Yeah, but I would
So
agree.
Luke, thoughts? He's confused.
You even remember what we're talking about?
Were you paying attention?
I,
Oh my God.
Busy
Uh,
sitting
Okay.
everywhere.
Luke's opinion doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ.
I think
Okay.
they're
We'll
equal.
We'll call it a
in
toss
terms-
up for
They're-
now. And
they're- yeah,
we'll
yeah.
circle back later.
We'll see what the next two are. Okay, but I need. Okay, so Luke,
Yes.
the next movie that
Mhm.
I picked, we're not gonna be able to watch together, are we?
Uh,
Because it depends if I pick this movie or not. Because I'm not watching this movie alone.
probably not, because we won't have time Sunday.
Okay, so I won't pick it.
Oh God.
It's gonna stay on there until, because I was gonna pick it because then when you came down, it was gonna be perfect for us to watch together, but we delayed it so much that it's
Got
no
it, okay.
longer. So I need another movie to pick.
Sorry.
Do we
Nope.
need
It's
to,
fine.
we need
I
to
also delayed
fill
it.
the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sick.
Okay. I have
Mm,
nothing
let me see.
else to talk about whatsoever.
At all.
Someone threw a rock through the back windshield of someone's car at our apartment complex. That's something to
Really?
talk about. Yeah, walked out there one day. There was just a hole, and I could see the rock sitting in the back. I
Wow.
was like, oh,
Oh my
don't know
God.
what that was about or why that happened.
Ay, ay, ay.
So that's
Okay.
something interesting. Okay, yeah, thank God.
Oh.
Jesus.
Silly or serious? Nope, more questions. Silly or
Ah.
serious?
What are you feeling?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I'm voting silly.
Should I do a movie that I've seen or have not seen?
Mm,
So
I would.
think
Go
I'd say
ahead.
not seen because Mark has seen both of the last two already, and he's just been rewatching things.
Oh, I was gonna
Oh.
say something that Kelly has seen because
Oh, okay.
you've been super busy at
Yeah,
work, so I was thinking
yes,
of
I
like
did.
a comforting movie.
Ooh, good
That was
call,
my
good
vibe.
call.
But
But
she
not a
decided-
comforting movie.
Oh.
Wait, but if I do, but because of that input.
we still have to guess once you come up with it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, fill the time.
Okay,
Oh,
a
okay.
different.
Mark, I was just trying to save you because I know sometimes it's like, oh, if you've already seen all these and it's just rewatching, sometimes
Oh,
it's nice to get
it's
like a
fine.
new one in the mix.
We
Hey,
watched
none
enough,
of the movies
like-
that I have options, Mark has seen.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, it
'Cause
also doesn't. I like rewatching movies, and also
Okay.
we go to quite a few like new movies, and
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm totally good with it.
Because that's just kind of how I
Mhm.
feel about it. I think personally sometimes is when it's like I like rewatching stuff, but sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
give me something where I don't know what's coming.
I
you
feel
know?
like that too, but I haven't been watching a ton of movies because like even when like last week, even when Trini was COVID, I never tested positive, but it was like we've just been watching Psych, so we watched Spy
Right.
Kids, but then it was other than that it was Alien Romulus. We did rewatch all of those, but some of those felt like new movies because I do
Yeah, it's
not
been
remember
forever.
them, and it's been like 7 years since I rewatched it, so it's like. I think that doesn't bug me too much, but I appreciate it because sometimes I am in that vibe, but not right
How-
now. I'm gonna go with
How
whatever.
long would you guess a movie has to like reset in your brain? Because I've thought about this. There are movies where if I've watched them within a certain time period, I'll have remembered too much too recently, and I'd be like, I gotta give it more time.
Well, like Prometheus was 7 years. I feel like that was a long time, but it was
Yeah.
a good amount where I was like,
Yeah.
oh, actually, like not as bad as I remember, but it was definitely very long. So I feel like 5 to 6.
Because I feel like even depending on the movie, sometimes if I give it just a couple, like 2-3 years, I'll be like, I've forgotten enough that maybe it's time. It's worth
Let's see. Okay, so
Sometimes for me, it's-
2027.
Okay.
2027, I will
really.
bring over 4K copy, Matt. In 2027, I'm coming over with a 4K copy of Twisters. Okay.
Oh, okay. And then we'll see what my headspace is then.
In
Maybe I'll love it.
2027, yeah, exactly. You'll get it then.
I'll get.
I'm ready.
Oh, Matt just paused. Did he
Get it
pause?
then, yeah.
Okay.
What would you guys say is the best comedy of 2018?
2018.
Game night.
Ooh.
Just joking.
Tag.
Tag.
Yeah.
I love game night though.
Yeah.
It's not tag. I'm lying. Not 1995 again.
No way, really? Okay.
Yes.
Is it a comedy?
Yes.
1995.
And I'm assuming you and Luke have seen it.
Yes.
Okay. Jawbreaker.
Luke, sorry, you keep.
When is
Whoa.
that?
Phenomenal guess. I think that might be 90. No, that's like 99. That's 99.
Okay.
It's
Only
not
you two have seen it?
It's not Jawbreaker. Yes.
I-
Luke, sorry, you have to rewatch everything.
Oh,
Because
it's
I've
fine.
already shown you these movies.
I do not care.
Is
Okay.
it well? Is it well known by the general public, or is it more niche than that?
Mark has never heard of it, and if he
Oh,
has, it's
okay.
because of me.
Wait a
Okay.
second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Will I have known of
Wait a
it?
second.
Oh.
No,
I don't-
that doesn't match
maybe.
up.
I don't think so.
Is it a director
Nowhere.
that you know?
Not nowhere.
Is it
I
a
don't know when that was-
director that I would recognize?
No, I don't think so.
So
Like
it's not
it is a
Gregor
direct.
Rocky. Yeah.
No, no, and it's not nowhere. I like it is a known director, but not by you.
I see.
Like I don't think.
No, yes, I
like-
get it.
You know what I mean?
Yes. 95 though. Okay. Comedy, is it like super silly comedy, like dumb comedy, or no? I don't even know if I have
How
a
to
guess.
answer?
That was a
I
bad
need
question.
I need to tell you
wasn't
the
it.
main
Yeah.
character. Luke
Okay,
is
main
gonna have to be right. Well, the main actor is Steve Buscemi.
Oh, yes, this is a good one.
Ooh, okay.
Luke knows it.
I don't know if I know of a single leading role of his besides Peaky Blinders.
He's in Spy Kids too.
What?
You mean
a
Boardwalk
starring
Empire?
role. Boardwalk Empire. Thank you.
Ah.
This is a good one.
I
He's
mean,
in
what
Peaky
he's-
Blinders?
No, sorry, I meant Boardwalk Empire. I got the two mixed up in my head.
They're similar.
They're
Vibes.
set.
Yeah.
They're both.
He's
set
the
in
main
past. Yeah.
main guy. 95. Dermot Mulroney is also there.
Okay, I have no idea what this movie is, but I like it.
Luke, would you like to say it?
It's called Living in Oblivion.
Living in Oblivion.
I feel like I've heard the title. I have no idea what it is.
I've never heard the title for sure.
Yeah. the streak
Living
continues.
in Oblivion. So, okay.
It's on
should I
Peacock.
know?
I
Peacock.
believe.
not
Don't look
as
up
of
anything about it.
Okay.
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 Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah.
Living in
I'm
Oblivion. How
excited.
long is it?
Like an
An hour
hour
and a half.
30.
Nice.
It's
Hell
an hour and a
yeah.
half exactly.
Nice.
To answer your question, Matt, it's not like as dumb comedy.
No, it's
as
not
Bottle
Bottle
Rocket,
Rocket.
or yeah.
But
I-
it's classified as a comedy.
Even I
But it
didn't
is
really
a comedy,
know.
but it's not a drama.
Okay, I didn't even know what I was asking. Really, I was just like, "Is
I
it?"
got you. I get what you're.
Yeah.
It's not drama at all. It's just not as silly. Well, but
Yeah,
it is. You'll see.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. On a scale of 1 to Monkey Bone, where is
Oh,
it?
very monkey bone. No,
Okay.
nothing can be monkey bone.
Nothing can.
Oh, monkey bone. Guys, this is totally irrelevant, but I wanted to tell you, Luke already heard this story. My coworker was like, since I started
Wait,
working, was
Should
like,
I
what?
cut the podcast before this?
No,
Okay.
it's fine. I mean, you can.
no, no, no.
it doesn't
I,
matter.
no, I
It's
just
nothing
meant
bad.
what.
No,
okay.
but my I wasn't bitching.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay,
bitching.
okay.
Not bitching on
I
air.
swear.
But my coworker was like, since you started working, you look like somebody to me, and I could not place it. And then they came into work and was like, I finally placed who you look like to me, and they said Chapel Roan,
Oh.
Wow.
which is
Ooh.
crazy. And I do have the exact same hair color as her, and do wear my hair curly at work. They
That's
said
a
it
good
wasn't.
Oh, that's snaps
They
right
said
there.
it wasn't the
Snaps right there.
hair. It was probably the hair.
was the
Anyway, it made me ecstatic. When I came home,
What a
Mom
compliment.
said she thinks my own mother, our own mother, said she thinks I looks like Saoirse Ronan. I don't see it at all,
Oh,
I can
but
see it.
Mom
I
said
can see
that.
it.
I
can
see
see
it a
it.
little
I'm
bit.
flattered by both
Yeah.
of them a lot,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's crazy. I like never been compared to anybody but the video game character Ellie Williams.
That's
That
ooh,
snaps,
that's
that
a good comparison
snaps,
too.
that
But-
snaps.
and then I get 2 in one day. 2.
That's-
I really am flattered by.
That's really good. I feel like most of the times when people are like, "You look like somebody famous," you're like excited, and then they say it, and you're like, "Oh,
You're like, oh.
yeah, okay." But those are good ones.
Luke, anyone
I
on the
know.
street say you look like Matthew McConaughey, or is that just yourself?
Well, they definitely think it. I guess.
Oh, okay. okay.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
Say
mhm.
it.
Man, what a compliment. Especially Chapel Roan is blowing up right now.
I
Yeah, right.
Insane.
I was so flattered by that.
We love her.
Anyway, it made me happy.
Yeah. All right, I'm cutting the podcast.
Living in Oblivion's on Peacock.
'Kay.
And if not, Tubi.
Okay.
If you want ads,
Amazing.
just for fun.
Just so use Tubi. Okay, bye.